Hey everyone, Richard Taylor here. Final Cut Pro Radio TV Live. So we have some breaking news today concerning the FCPX Global Summit. Just some new stuff just happened. Let me just check this off a little bit. There we go. Just checking a few things. Let me turn off that scrolling and let me see if this works. No, that's not working. All right, that's fine. So we have some special breaking news today. If you all know about the FCPX Global Summit, we're going to be visiting their site in 1 minute. Let me just check one thing here. That's that. So let me see this one. Let me see what this is the one I want. That's all right. I guess that's okay. That's the one I might be using a little bit later. But anyway, so the Final Cut Pro, the FCPX Global Summit, is coming up 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today. Let me just pull these up. There we go. Rob Fisher says, hey, Richard, nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Rob. So the keynote will be before the summit. Sad that it won't be first to see. I never expected the Apple keynote to be us to see the Apple keynote before anybody else. Apple keynote's for the world, right? So I never expected that to happen. I did expect the keynote to be November the 17th, the Tuesday in the middle of the FCPX Global Summit week. But let's talk about one thing first. Let's talk about what's happening at the actual Global Summit itself. So let's go over to let me see if I can get my things here. Here we go. So let's go over to what I got in got an email today. This is the breaking news. Live from Apple Park. The virtual Global Summit, okay? Now, initially, let me pull this up here full screen. Initially, I think we all expected this to be, I expected it to be recorded. Let me just add, here we go. I expected this to be recorded. How about you? I mean, the idea that this was going to be live, I never thought that. Let me just pull this. Here we go. I never expected this to be live. Okay? I'm not sure if anybody else expected it to be live, but I never expected this to actually be live. And apparently, the Final Cut Pro team, they're calling it the, let me get the exact. Join us on November the 19th to meet the Apple Pro video team in real-time surprise guests all day long. Put that up on screen. I'll put that up there. Let me see something. Let me just, I have to update one thing here. Hold on 1 second so I can make this the way I want it to be. Let me see if I have this here. Social media main. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So this is not what I expected. I did not expect Apple, the Pro Apps team, the Pro Video team to be presenting live. That I did not see coming. The other thing that changed today, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let me just add something here. No background. And let me do, I'm just going to check this. So join us on November the 19th to meet with the Apple Pro video team in real time with surprise guests all day long. That is interesting. Something I wasn't expecting. That is very interesting. Let me just pull this up real quick. So there's the Creative Summit. And let me just see what now. It's live from Apple Park. I wasn't expecting this to be live. Now, I'm not sure. Everything else Apple is doing has been virtual. They've filmed it in advance. Why this one event is live, I'm glad. It means we can talk, we can interact with the Pro Apps team. It means we can interact with them live, right? And that's what I wasn't expecting that. I don't know who else was expecting that, but I certainly wasn't expecting that. The other thing is Apple announced their event tonight, right? They announced their event. And that, everybody, I mean, I think people expected that to be everybody expected this to be on the 17th. But it's not. November the 10th. Now, November the 10th is the week before the FCPX Global Summit. Now, everybody's expecting Apple's going to introduce their Apple Silicon Mac, or Macs, plural. It could be plural, but Tim Cook said Mac singular. He could surprise us and come out with a more than one Apple Silicon Mac. They also could have announced a new Intel Mac. Why not? I mean, if they've had an Intel Mac in the pipeline, as they called it, Tim Cook said at WWDC, no, he said at the Apple event, WWDC, we have some new Intel Macs in the pipeline, Macs plural, in the pipeline that we're really excited about. So this one more thing could certainly be, it's most certainly going to be the Silicon Macs, right? They also could show a new version of Final Cut Pro there. That's very possible. In 2016, when they introduced the 2016 MacBook Pro, they showed the first version of the new version, the update to Final Cut Pro at the Apple event. That was the week of the Creative Summit. That's why we kind of thought this Apple event that's been rumored was going to be the 17th during the week, during the Apple week. But it's not. It's November the 10th. Let me just do this a second. Duplicate that. I'm going to bring myself back up full screen. And let me see here. Well, we're back again. That was not what I expected. My software quit on me, so I'm going to have to repost this to a couple places. Let's just go back to Facebook. Repost this. Okay, are you seeing me on YouTube at the same link? Maybe you are, maybe you're not, but my software completely quit on me, so I'm not sure. Let me know if you're seeing me at the same link that you did. Let me see. New messages. Yes. Okay, good. So that's interesting. My software completely quit. I had to relaunch it, and when I launched it back, it was still at the same link, which is really good. Thank you very much. You are still live. Very interesting. Very interesting. My software quit, but it maintained the link. Came back by itself. Good. I don't have to redo the links. That's good to know. So we have a lot of comments today. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It just black for a couple of seconds. That's interesting that the software actually quit, but it maintained the live stream and maintained the link. That's good. Good to know. You guys, Rob Fisher's from YouTube. I wonder what it's doing from Facebook. Anybody from Facebook? Can you comment on what's going on over there? I don't know if it's still live there. It looks like it might be. I don't know if it's back on Facebook or not. Let me just check here a second. Anybody from Facebook? Can you comment on what's going on over there? It's showing it's being live. How in the heck does that happen? The actual software quit. Still live, Ernest White says. Thank you. That was bizarre. I clicked on it to switch a window and the whole thing quit. Very, very strange. I don't know exactly why that happened, but I'm glad it kept the connection alive, and when I came back, it reconnected automatically. That's fantastic. That's Ecamm Live for you. Yes, live on Facebook. Excellent. Excellent, Michael Wright says. Hello. Yes, yes. Yeah, I saw some of that news. Yeah, we're live. We're live right now, actually. We're live on the air right now. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, I think Periscope Live. You've got some additional information about what's going on? Who some of the special guests are? Oh, you don't want me to talk about it live on the air. Okay, that's fine. Well, tell me who it is, who the special guests are going to be. I'll wait for you. I won't tell anybody. Don't worry, I never do. Really? Well, I got a question. Why are you doing it live this time? I mean, everything else Apple does, I presume, is going to be virtual, right? I mean, the Apple presentation that's coming on November the 10th, the week before the FCPX Global Summit, I presume that's going to be virtual, maybe from the Steve Jobs Theater or just around Apple campus. I presume that's going to happen, right? Okay. Well, the Pro Apps team, the Pro Video team, they're going to do it live from Apple Park, it says. Oh, you didn't know that? Well, they are. Apparently. Oh, I told you something. Well, that's interesting. You're going to have more than one special guest, and they are going to be... Wow. Okay. I won't say anything, of course. I never do. Don't worry. Thanks for calling in, and please feel free to call back anytime you'd like. Thanks again from the Final Cut Pro Radio TV Live community. We appreciate it. Thanks for the tip. Well, well, well. That was interesting. One dingy-lingy, two dingy-lingies. Yes, absolutely. So we have the information about two things happened today. The one more thing, Apple event. This is the event. They're probably going to be introducing Apple Silicon. This is the Mac event, okay? The Mac event. This is going to be the Apple Silicon event, right? Everybody agrees with that. I'll be curious if they introduce a new version of an Intel Mac at that. So that'll be interesting. The other thing is that Apple is going to be live. I mean, the Final Cut Pro team is going to be live at the FCPX Global Summit. Oh, sheesh. Let me pull that up, that graphic up. Let me see where that is. So this is the other thing. FCPX Global Virtual Summit. Now, if you are going to do the Global Virtual Summit, you can get 10% off by using the code. I'm going to put it up here. Let me put it up here. I'm going to put it up exactly as they sent it to me. I don't know if it needs all caps or not, but you can save 10% with the code FCPRadio 10. So you save like $20. It's $200. You save $20. The next time you see me, you can buy me a Starbucks coffee or a cappuccino or something. So use that code, save 10%, FCPRadio 10. That's what you want to do. I wasn't expecting that to be live. As a matter of fact, the call we just got, they didn't know it was going to be live either. They were surprised that it was going to be live, but it's going to be live. So there you go. Session key still in the cache. Yes, live on Facebook. Good buffers enabled, apparently. My software quit, but it kept going. I guess only the front end quits, but the encoder still worked. I don't know exactly what was going on there. Ecamm Live crashed when I switched something. Probably yes to a new Intel Mac. Okay, probably yes. Eric, what Intel Mac is it going to be? I presume that, now it says, here we go. I presume that it says, probably yes to a new Intel Mac. Okay, probably. I presume it's going to be the MacBook Pro, the 16-inch Intel, or the iMac Pro, the Intel. Those are the two that have probably been going for a while, in development for a while. And they're probably not going to have a silicon version of those coming out for a while. So that's my guess, a 16-inch MacBook Pro and a new iMac Pro. If they're going to introduce an Intel, I don't know for sure. Yes, absolutely. But the Apple Silicon Mac will get the bulk of airtime. Absolutely. Here's what I think would happen. They would say, hey, we got some new Macs we're going to show you. This new Apple Intel 16-inch MacBook Pro we've been working on for a while. It has this feature, that feature, X, Y, and Z. And we haven't updated the iMac Pro since 2018. Here's the iMac Pro. This is the Intel version. And then they'll say, oh, one more thing. Here's the Apple Silicon. Eric says iMac Pro as well. Yes. So exciting times. I'm not going to stay on here much longer. I just wanted to get that breaking news to you. Once again, from Apple Park, the Pro Apps team, the Pro Video team is going to be presenting live from Apple Park. I guess that means we're going to be able to comment. If you're in the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit, now you have to go to the summit, right? You have to go to the summit, pay for the summit in order to see that live. They're not going to stream it live. The Apple event's going to be streamed live, yes. The Apple event's going to be streamed live. This one is going to be streamed live for sure. This is Apple for the general public on November the 10th. We all know about that. That is not a surprise. The surprise is the date. Everybody kind of thought it was going to be the 17th. I did. I thought for sure it was going to be the 17th, right in the middle of the FCP Summit Week. Once again, down below here is the code if you want to get 10% off. Look, the summit's only $199 this year. It's $200. 7 days. You get 7 days, 6 days of training, and then this Apple Day on the Thursday, which is apparently is going to be all day long. So that in itself was worth $200 to me. FCPRadio 10. Get 10% off the admission price. Save $20. Eric Emmerich says 12-inch MacBook Pro will be new Silicon Mac. That's a very good bet. Jason Williams, I hope there will be Apple Silicon Mac. There's sure to be an Apple Silicon Mac. That I don't think is even in doubt. That's what this event is about, to introduce to the world Apple Silicon. That's what it's going to be doing. So we'll see how that works. Do you think they will show some cool stuff at the summit? Yes. Yes. It would be there. Would they let us sign NDAs but online? I don't know. Here's what I think. I think they will show us cool stuff. We'll be the first to see it. Whatever. Maybe the new version of Final Cut. They said it's going to be updated this year. The Apple announced that already. But I think it'll be available for public information after they show it to us. Or they're going to do a deep dive and they're going to show us more intricate things that are going on with the new version of Final Cut. AirTags 2, yeah, that could be. But I think this is basically a Mac event. So the fact that Apple is presenting live is very interesting. When the Final Cut Pro team, the Pro Apps team, the Pro Video team, they're presenting live on probably the Steve Jobs Theater. They'll be spread out, I guess, or one person will come on, one person will leave. It's hard to tell. But the fact that they're presenting live, I find very curious. And there's going to be special guests, right? Join us on November the 19th to meet with the Apple Pro Video team in real time live with surprise guests all day long. I don't know what all day long means. I can't imagine them doing it all day long, but I guess there's going to be more than one special guest. It says surprise guest. The person on the phone didn't know it was going to be live, but they did tell me who the surprise guests were. Wink, wink. There's Final Cut Pro Radio HQ. Backyard. It's a nice windy day here on the east coast of the USA. We're no longer in daylight savings time. No longer in daylight savings time. Eastern Standard Time now. There we go. So, Jason Williams says, just finished setting up Sidecar for my iPad 3rd gen. That iOS on the Mac OS is like waiting for Santa on Christmas Eve as a child. You mean that iOS on the Mac OS? Yeah. That might be a while. Any guesses? Special guest, any guesses? I have a few guesses. So Garrett says, I expect all day long. Here is the interesting thing. Richard is the surprise guest. Wink, wink. I can't comment on that, but I can't comment on anything about who surprise guests are. Okay, I just can't. I told them I wouldn't do it. But they were surprised they were going to be live. They thought they were going to be filmed, apparently. So listen, 2 weeks from today, the Global Summit, Final Cut Pro Radio TV, that's me, will be reporting live all week long as much as I can. I'm not going to be showing you the sessions, but we might be able to share. I'll check with Future Media and Apple and see if I can share a clip or two. The Apple event is only going to be for the attendees of the Global Summit. $200, save 10% if you can. FCPRadio 10. Why wouldn't you want to save $20? I would, right? There's a lot of people we can guess. A lot of people we can guess. Patrick Southern. Patrick's a friend of mine. We'll have to see who the special guests are. But there'll be special guests. I'm sure they'll be Final Cut Pro related, right? Wouldn't you think that? I would. Final Cut Pro related, of course. This is the Final Cut Pro Radio TV Live backyard at Bird Feeders. You can see the one bird there. Looks like it got cloudy all of a sudden. It was sunny and very windy out. But that's all I wanted to say. I have to run up to Westminster. See what's going on up there. Garrett says they have Richard's twin brother as special guest, introducing Richard. There you go. There you go. So that's the interesting part. Let's go back just before we quit here. You see Walter Mercer after all these years? Unless there's a big announcement of a big update to Final Cut Pro, I can't see that happening. He's been too critical of the Final Cut Pro 10. Just, I'm not saying isn't justified, but unless they have a brand new version of Final Cut Pro 10. So we have two events. November the 10th, the Apple event, right? November the 10th, the Apple event. One more thing. The one more thing is probably going to be the Apple Silicon Mac. They're going to introduce that. That seems like a no-brainer. And then we're going to have, besides that, where is my... I might crash again. Who the heck knows? What happened to my... There we go. I had it one over top the other. One more thing. And then we have the Apple Virtual Park event with the Final Cut Pro team. This is the one I'm most interested in, right? I am. I'm telling you. I'll report back as much as I can. I'll be reporting live from the Creative Summit starting. I'm actually going to start early. I have videos that I have from the last couple of Creative Summits. Actually, I just assembled 2016, right? The 2016 was the first one I was there for. I assembled 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. I have almost 1 terabyte of video files from those 4 FCPX Creative Summits, starting on Sunday, okay? Sunday before the summit. That's a week from this coming Sunday. I'm going to be starting in the afternoon, coming on here live. We'll have some guests, of course. And I'm going to show clips from previous summits, starting with 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019. I have behind-the-scenes video footage. I'll be showing that starting on, let's see what date that is, November the 15th, starting on Sunday. I might do it starting Saturday. We'll see. If you guys want to see Gert says, if you guys want to see something starting on Saturday, let me know and I'll consider doing Saturday. But right now I'll be starting on Sunday the 15th. Gert says, I hope they will update FCPX with a brand new audio mixer. I do too. They will at some point. I presume that's going to be in 10.5. I don't know if they're going to update. This update's going to be 10.5. I'm thinking maybe it's only going to be 10.4.11. But we'll find out. It's going to be an update. It's going to be a feature update. I don't know if it's going to be as big as 10.4.9. Don't know. Any information, what tool they're going to use for live stream and interaction with the summit? Good question. Good question. I think they're probably going to use some form of Zoom. Eric says, I signed up for it. Hope you used the discount code, Eric. Garrett says, yes, me too. Jason Williams, love Final Cut Pro 10. Absolutely. We all do, don't we? Ernest White said, of course he used a discount code. The only positive in Corona world is being at the summit for the first time. Yes. So good, everything will be broadcast after my days at work. I will be back home early each day to pick up as much as I can. Yes, and I will be broadcasting live as much as I can. I mean, for example, I'm not going to broadcast the sessions. No, of course not. But I might do a clip, 10 seconds. I might do a pic, let you know what's going on. I'm not going to be here reviewing the sessions. They will have to just, do those themselves. If you want to go, $200. Come on. It's worth it just seeing Apple for $200. And on top of that, you get 6 more days of training. And you have 90 days to watch the training. So if you can't catch, well, first off, there's 2 tracks. Let's go over here real quick. First off, there's 2 tracks. So the virtual summit is right here. By the way, I want to show you my crazy desktop that I have. Let me just pull this over here, this over here. Let me just show you this real quick. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Well, I'll show you over here. Options. Live demo mode. This is my screen. This is what I am watching while I'm doing this event. This is what I see. This is my interview mode when I bring guests in. This is my audio interface. This is, right now I'm showing this screen right here. These are the comments coming in. Scenes is like Photoshop layers. This is Restream.io, so I can see the comments there as well. And that's my window. That's my window. So Garrett says they broadcast a lot on Zoom, via Zoom. I expect it to be Zoom. Typically the classes, some of the classes, I mean, they have 150 people going to these things live. I used to have like 2 or 3 tracks, so you divide that up. You might have 25, 30 people in a class, in a session. I don't know how they're going to do it live. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't want to be on a Zoom call and have 50 people on screen. I think it's going to be more us watching the presentation, and then we can do live comments maybe, and they'll choose live comments. The Apple event, they're certainly not going to do that with 50 people on screen, everybody's little dots everywhere like the Partridge Family. I'm not that a big fan of that. That's why I don't do it. So there will be a week of no sleep for attending the summit, but I mean, it's the summit, exactly. This is the biggest Final Cut Pro event in the world every year. The reason it's bigger than NAB or IBC is because it's all concentrated Final Cut Pro stuff. It's not Sony, and it's not Black Magic, and it's not this camera and this codec and this person and that person. It's all Final Cut Pro all week. This is by far the biggest Final Cut Pro event in the world every year. So you have a week of that. Garrett says it's $400, by the way. Don't forget all the food and drinks I had to order. Exactly. Pizzas and coffee and stuff. Absolutely. I understand. So I think that's it for today. I have to actually get out of here, and I have a meeting I have to get to. And I will be back this week, actually. I got another one planned for this week. But I just wanted to come on and talk about that. So let's just go back and talk about, real quick, one more time. Live from the Apple Park, we're going to be the Final Cut Pro team. Don't forget, FCPRadio 10 to save yourself 10%. Who doesn't want to save 10%? I do. I always like saving 10%. And then we have this. One more thing. Let me turn this one off. One more thing. The Apple presentation is going to be on the Tuesday before. Now, unless there's Final Cut Pro related stuff, we'll probably come on and talk about that as well, because I'm sure there'll be some new Macs. I'm guessing there's going to be an Intel Mac or two. I think there's very much possibility. So, thanks, Richard, for the live session and the discount. Absolutely. Where did you have the image from the live from Apple Park? That was via email from Future Media Conferences. That's where that came from. That's how I found out about that. They sent me an email, probably all their people listed, and it came in an email, so I posted it. We can talk about that. It wasn't a private email, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I'm really glad the stream didn't I had to relaunch the software, and it picked up the stream where we left off. That's amazing that it does that. I'm so glad, because I'm like, oh man, I have to put new links up. But I did not have to. You have any other questions? I have another Final Cut Pro Radio TV coming up this week. Oh, by the way, we also have, let me pull this up. Let me just pull this up real quick. This week on Final Cut Pro Radio, just came out yesterday. So Final Cut Pro 10.4 is 34 months old. This week, we have Mark Bach, colorist extraordinaire from LA. They got technology from a UFO.
I'm not going to go to Resolve to change that and bring it back.
They get Premiere for free.
You click a menu and you have 20 million options.
I like to get you LA guys on here that are Final Cut Pro proponents, right? So that's that. That's my Final Cut Pro Radio. We're starting our 6th year on Final Cut Pro Radio in January. It'll be starting our 6th year. I've been podcasting for over 15 years at this point. But Final Cut Pro Radio starts our 6th year. Look, we've been continuous. The hardest time to broadcast these podcasts is in the middle of the summer. And every year I've never quit. There's no breaks. There's no vacations. Month after month, I put the show out. I find people to talk to. Mark Bach was the last one. I have another guest coming up this week. Of course, this is the exciting month because the Apple event and the FCPX Global Summit, that's the big event. Because that's the one about Apple, about Final Cut Pro, excuse me. There's Final Cut Pro Radio HQ backyard. You should see all the leaves I picked up out of there. Is there a bird in the feeder? I really can't tell. Nope. Is there a bird there? I can't tell if there is or not. Can't tell. No, doesn't look like it. Sometimes there's birds stop by there all the time. But I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Well, look at that. Green screen. There we go. I'm not sure why that didn't come in that time, but it did not. There we go. So anyway, we got a call from Apple today talking about who's going to be here at the summit. Of course, you know that's not really from Apple. That's just pretend. And I'm going to get on out of here. I got things to do today. How about you all? Let me straighten this out. This is my interface, the Apollo Twin X, my Stream Deck switcher, my drink, Apple hotline. They make me use a rotary phone for some reason. I'm not sure. But they make me use a rotary phone. Why do they do that? I don't know. I do not know. I'm going to head out of here today. I'll be back later this week. In the middle of the week, I have another show coming up. Ernest White says, thank you, sir. I appreciate everybody showing up here today for this breaking news about the Global Summit. FCP Radio 10. Don't forget. That's the discount code, FCP Radio 10. You have a relaxing evening. That's fantastic. I go to sleep soon. It's after 11 already. That's right, because we stopped daylight savings time. So I think it's 5 hours difference or 6 hours difference over there, over in Europe. Anyway, I'm going to head out of here today. I will see you all later. Could you use a demo how you use SoundSource? I bought it because you recommended it. I will sometime. I have some audio tutorials coming up, including some mic stuff. I think you might mean the other one. SoundSource. I have all those products from Rogue Amoeba. I've been buying them for years. But anyway, everyone, I'm going to get out of here now. Final Cut Pro Radio TV Live. Go pick up the latest edition of the podcast. FCP Radio. Mark Bach. This week. Thanks again. Thank you. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it. Tell your friends, youtube.com, Richard Taylor TV, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, and we're going to have fun because I'm going to be recording live during the summit week. I'm going to start the Sunday before the summit. I'll start doing clips from previous summits. See you later, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.